Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome back to our class Wicca 303. Today we are talking about seeds of life. This is a very exciting part of the year. The wheel has turned to planting time, and everything in nature is preparing to nurture new life. Seeds are being planted, animals and people alike are conceiving, and soon the seedlings and the babies of all kind will be welcomed into the world. This is a time of great anticipation and of hope. So the question of what seeds we are planting, literally or metaphorically, has the greatest of relevance to us. Now, as your previous studies in this series has established, the Wheel of the Year is more than just celebrating certain points in the agricultural cycle. As important as that is on of its own, there is a deeper level, because it teaches us to look at the physical world and then understand that there are corresponding spiritual elements, applications, and lessons for us to take in. And that's where I want to direct our attention today, to the spiritual seeds that we are planting within our practice, seeds that are life-giving if we nurture them properly. How do we spend our energy? That's a question that any practitioner would do well to ask themselves from time to time. We have a great capacity to draw upon many energy sources, and sometimes that ability can cause us to lose sight of the need to be economical with how we spend that energy, especially when we draw upon our own personal energy for magical intention. If we think of our energy as seeds, and where we scatter those seeds determines not only what is growing, but where it is growing, then the need for thoughtful, purposeful, intentional action becomes obvious. Making a mess in life and in spirituality is pretty easy to do. You just have to be careless, and that practically happens by itself. But learning how to tidy up, how to repair, how to heal, that is the true challenge that lies before us, and one that we take on every time that we plant an energetic seed within our time, our attention, and our actions, be those actions mundane or magical in nature. All that we are and all that we do is constantly planting seeds and shaping that which is to come. Now, likely you have seen memes that create acronyms out of the word witch that convey the meaning of what someone perceives a witch's role and the nature of the work really is. There's several variations of this, but the one that I like the best is wisdom, integrity, truth, courage, honor. So the proper question is, are we seeking to embody those qualities, and do our actions just reflect those traits? We might have an intention that is beneficial on the surface, but the manner in which we pursue it may be detrimental. So we sow a good seed, but we place it in an environment where it cannot flourish. There's no more striking example of this than what goes on within social media. Far from it being composed of people who are advocating what they're for and why they're for it, it has become a cesspool of what people are against: their outrage, their pain, their despair. The platforms are flooded with analysis of everything that's going wrong, and there's hardly a hint of productive action that can be taken to improve the situation. We see an absence of sincerity in many quarters, people who will say and do anything if it'll get them the clicks. We see rampant engagement farming. We see unproductive debates, and we see pointless arguments that go absolutely nowhere. But underneath all of those troubles, there is a consistent lack of something, namely wisdom, integrity, truth, courage, and honor. So is it any wonder that the seeds that have been planted on social media have borne such bad fruit when so many people have abandoned the values that many of us witches are attempting to pursue? What other outcome was ever going to be possible in those circumstances? And this is where we come in. Practitioners of the craft can choose to wield their power in such a way that both their private and public actions, mundane and magical actions, sow the seeds that will enhance and promote healthy human life. There's enough would-be destroyers in the world. They do not need our help to break things, nor is it practical for us to just stay on the sidelines and allow someone else to sow the seeds for the future. Because for a start, We shouldn't be lazy. And working towards creating a good future is the duty of any adult, especially if that's an adult who happens to practice witchcraft. Secondly, we shouldn't be so foolish as to leave the evolution of the world in the hands of other people, particularly when those people do not share our values and certainly don't have our best interest at heart. And thirdly, by what right do we so much as pick up our wand if we are not seeking to create beneficial change? Sowing the seeds of life is not a matter of us repeating certain platitudes or giving lip service to the concept. It will require considerable amounts of our energy and lifelong commitment. We can't give that to any and everything and get a good outcome. We have to be choosy. We must decide that which we desire to create and stick with it. And above all, I encourage you goodness and meaning. So, now for our homework for March 1st through March 7th. Number 1, self-examination. What seeds have you been planting in your life and your spiritual practice so far? What is the current state of things? Is it time for adjustment, or is it time for you to double down on what you've been doing? Number 2, what seeds do you want to take root in the world? What effect do you believe they would have if your intentions met with success? And 3, have you been giving away your power? Have you been scattering your energy in too many different directions? If so, what do you think you need to do in order to stop? And if not, what has helped prevent you from running yourself down like that? So those are some questions to leave you with. In the meantime, comments, questions, concerns, complaints, leave them for me in the comment section below, or email me at brigantiablackbird@protonmail.com. That email address is also in the description box, so if you want to reach out at any time, you can absolutely reach me there. But that will do it for now. Next week, we will be discussing, according to the schedule, how we can connect to spiritual guides. So I hope you'll be back for that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.